Hello everyone, so now I'm going to go into how to set goals. The best way and suggestion I've heard is to use the SMART acronym, which means goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So for specific, saying, I'm going to be happier. Well, that's not very specific. What does happier mean? It's very hard to figure that out. And that also goes into measurable. So with measurable, to say I'm going to post more on time videos on my channel. What do you mean by more? How many does that mean? So you need to be very specific on that. Saying, okay, I will post so many days a week, every week is measurable. But with someone with a chronic illness, is that attainable? You need to take that into consideration. What's going to happen if you get sick? What's going to happen during a flare? Things like that. So one way with the channel thing, you could say, I'm going to keep a month of videos pre-recorded on the channel, ready to post and scheduled, unless I am sick or in a flare. Well, that gives you something specific. You can measure. Do you have at least a month of videos scheduled? And it's attainable because you give yourself a leeway, unless I'm in a flare, and even better would be, say, a flare or something way out of the ordinary happens. Because what happens if your computer goes down? What happens if your phone goes down? How are you going to do that? At the same time, you may not want to put that extra contingency in there, and just know that you may want to have a few more than whatever time you set for those contingencies in case those things happen. So relevant is, saying, going back to the one I've used over and over, I'm not going to visit the doctor for anything other than my wellness checkup this year. Well, that's not relevant to someone who has a chronic illness. You are going to visit the doctor for more than just a wellness checkup. You need to be in your best health. So that one's not relevant to you. Once again, also, I'm going to climb Mount Everest. Not relevant. And another thing with relevant is, my son is going to be potty trained. You cannot necessarily control your son. You can do everything you can. So I'm going to work on potty training my son. Yes, that's relevant to you. Your son being for sure potty trained is not necessarily relevant to you because you can't change him. That's one thing to keep in mind as you make these goals. Do not ever include something for someone else that requires someone else for you to achieve. Because if you do, you're setting yourself up for failure. Just keep that in mind. Time-based. Well, that means for this year or by this time, you set a specific time that you're going to review it to see if you accomplished it. To say, I'm going to upload 3 videos a week for the rest of my life. No. That because there will be never be a time that you review it. So make sure you have a time set aside on that. In the next video, I'm going to go more into what you should be making of goals and what you shouldn't, especially in regards to other people. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.